Hey guys, this is my 2007 Volkswagen Beetle. I have an intermittent problem with the headlight dropping off. So if we look right down in here where this connection is, where the orange grommet, this piece is loose. Can you see with the light there? Anyway, if I even just push on the orange grommet right, then my headlight comes back on. So I have to just figure a way to make that orange grommet stay in further. So I'm just going to turn off the car and take out the headlight and see what we can figure out. First thing we're going to do with the 5mm socket, there's just a locking mechanism that holds the headlight in, and basically you just turn a little bit to the left and it unlocks it. So then the headlight is now loose, but it does have a friction fit that holds it in to that little light socket I'll show you here in a second. The socket I was talking about is with the orange grommet, plugs into this 5-pin connector right here, and the connector itself is supposed to be stationary in the back of the headlight bucket, which is right here. Oh, let's focus. This piece here, and on mine you can see it sits in there kind of loose, so it doesn't make a great connection. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably cut this off and put a piece of foam in the back to keep pressure forward onto that that plug-in, because that orange grommet around that plug should actually be, the orange grommet there should be actually almost invisible into the headlight bucket itself. So let me kind of undo that and see why it's so loose. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or what, but that's probably why I have an issue. Part of this grommet, this other piece of the lock, isn't pressing it forward enough for me. So if I could just easily plug in the light, but there's no room to get my hand in there to get in from the top really to have this plug in easily. So what I might do is I'm actually going to take out my inner headlight bucket. It looks like these are adjustable, so I'm just making note of where the kind of eccentric ends of these are, so I can just pull the whole piece out and see how this orange piece attaches, or if I can make it tighter somehow. So under closer inspection, it looks like we have a broken little tab right here which holds the plastic grommet in. So I'm just gonna see how I can make it possibly fit a little better or tighter. Is this even getting in the screen here? So it fits in here like this, but it... Okay, so what I figured out is that this bracket needs to move around a little bit so it lines up, but it pushes back because of my broken tab here. So what I decided to do for a fix on this one is I can just put a wafer screw in here, not touching any of the electrical connections, of course, but it just holds pressure on there. So now I've got the correct reveal on this side, and when the light gets pushed in, it will line up perfectly, and there's not much movement, but I do have the backing support of just the screw head on the back of the plastic. So easily removable, but this should fix this side. So I'm gonna pop it back together. The tough part is just making sure I line up the front alignment holes, and I should have it fixed. So I lined up the back hole with the dirt ring that was there, and on the front ones, this one was aligned a little bit higher. So I'll just kind of hold it up while I line up the marks from the original, from before I took it apart. Okay, so those look like the marks line up pretty good. I'm just going to turn on the ignition to see if the lights do come back on. So lights are on. And it works. So that looks like that's a fix for this side. I'm going to take a quick look on the other side because the other side's doing the same thing, but I think the bracket's broken, so bear with me. I'm going to look at the other side right now. Okay, so on my other side here, it looks like someone's already been in here and maybe put some epoxy or something on here. So this is loose and it doesn't line up correctly, and there's not a lot of backing, so I think I might, again, not lining it up very good. This is pretty wonky and doesn't allow a lot of support, so I'm going to pull out this bucket again here and see if I can maybe tie wrap or do a little something a little more substantial to this side, maybe even add another piece of plastic or something in there. So I'm just going to kind of take this bucket out. There's not much to see, same as the other side, so I'm just going to pull this bucket out right now. So I have the other bucket out and I have the headlight in the bucket as well. It looks like there's the piece that kind of comes around that holds the orange plug. I'll just scan over to that right now. So our orange plug usually gets connected on the sides here into the bracket. So let me just so how this fits in there is the plug gets mounted to the base, and the base is already attached, and it should plug in. I might Dremel out some material and maybe make a backing piece so the plug stays where it needs to be. So I'll just kind of clean this up a little bit and I'll come right back. So as you can see here, this is the plastic piece that would kind of come up and around and encapsulate the white plug. So I'm going to grind some of this away. So worst case scenario, I can just plug it in and then make some backing to hold the plug in place. So I'm just going to clean up some of this so I can actually slide this on over the plug. Yeah, and I'll be right back. So it turns out that that putty was basically hot glue. So I cleaned it up. I can get the bottom in correctly. And what I'm going to do is just make a mechanical fastener to kind of come in here, maybe screw to the back here. So I'm just going to maybe bend up a piece of metal or find a piece of plastic around the garage here and see if I can just find something to hold the top of this from doing this action. And it would keep it from coming unplugged as it wiggles around. So as long as I can keep it in there tight, I think we're going to be good. So let me see if I can find something and then I'll show you what I did. Focus you a little bit. So this is what I end up doing, was taking a piece of plastic, I wish this would stay focused, put it in this little gap at the bottom so it pushes the plug forward, and then heated it up and then bent it around. So then I can just put a screw in here at the bottom and that will hold my plug in perfectly. So I am just going to trim off the excess right now and put a self-tapping screw in there, and that will be my fix, hopefully. So hang in. So I just finished trimming the side of my homemade bracket off. The best thing to do would be to basically at this point replace the whole lower bracket piece, but I need to drive this today, so I'm just going to make it work, and we'll see how long it lasts, but I think I did the right. It's actually popping out of my little makeshift piece here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another self-tapping screw into it. There's nothing down there, but just to hold it all together. So if you see on this other side that it doesn't go into anything, it doesn't show in there. Okay, so I have it all back together. You can see my white bracket fix. There's a little bit of the orange showing on that side, and on this side I think you can see the head of the screw reflecting when the light is just right. So right down there. So I'm just going to go and turn the key on and see if we have headlights. And this stupid side isn't working. So yeah, now this light works because all the banging around I did on it, I ended up, the element in the bulb broke. So I just popped the new bulb in there and everything is good to go. So this light, plug in down there isn't quite in all the way, but it doesn't wiggle, so it's all good. So yeah, that's my fix on my Beetle headlights. Hopefully this helped you out. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. So thank you for watching.